which belongs to a large family of viruses that causes illness ranging from the common cold to more severe respiratory diseases. So the coronavirus is zoonotic, transmitted from animals to human and further spreads from human to human through droplet infection and personal contacts. Now we'll see what are all the symptoms. So the common signs of infection include respiratory symptoms such as cold, cough, a running nose, sneezing, fever, then shortness of breath and breathing difficulties. In more severe cases, the infection can cause pneumonia, severe acute respiratory syndrome, whether it is called SARI, and kidney failure and even death. So now we'll see what is the principle of naturopathy. As per naturopathy principle, the human body is having its own recuperative power to heal itself. And this is applicable to COVID-19 infection also. The first principle is body heals itself. The second one is germs do not cause the disease but are found in the diseased condition of human body. The third one is primary cause of disease is accumulation of morbid matter, and that is toxins in our body. In other terms, inability of our body to eliminate toxins also cause disease. Okay. So bacteria and virus enter and survive in the body only after the accumulation of morbid matter. Otherwise it is called toxins. And it is also enters when a favorable atmosphere for their growth is established in the body. Because the basic cause of disease as per naturopathy is morbid matter, and bacteria and virus are secondary causes. So one has to understand that a toxins-free body can prevent the infection caused by bacteria and virus. So in naturopathy point of view, so naturopathy recommends the preventive measures for COVID-19 infection through enhancement of immunity and elimination of toxins through various treatment modalities such as diet therapy, hydrotherapy, yoga therapy, heliotherapy, and aromatherapy, etc. So to understand about morbid matter, that is toxins, we should know the term homeostasis. So what is homeostasis? So homeostasis is a state of maintaining of our body's pH level and temperature to a normal level irrespective of external environmental disturbances. But pH level and temperature changes when a person is under stress and stays on the stress level for a longer period of time, and that causes disease. For example, if a person infected with COVID-19 and gets into stress, and that weakens the immune system, and further it helps the virus to cause damage to immune cells of the human body. So what is the importance of removing morbid matter? So by now we have learned that your body should be free from morbid matter to be immune to any kind of infection. So the preventive measures should focus on removing morbid matter and at the same time enhancing the immunity of the body. So how to remove morbid matter from our body? So adopting healthy lifestyle helps to keep morbid matter away from our body. What is healthy lifestyle? So adequate rest, which includes physical, mental, emotional, and sensory rest. And second one is having fresh and healthy food. And third one is adequate exercise, proper rest, and sleep. Fourth one is positive mental attitude. These are all helps to keep the morbid matter away. If we follow this healthy lifestyle, we will have a healthy body which helps us to fight against illness. Okay, first we will see about the diet therapy. So diet therapy, our diet should consist of 20% of acidic and 80% alkaline based foods. This helps our body to maintain the pH level in blood to 7.4. Our blood pH is 7.4. It is slightly alkaline. So that's why we have to maintain the alkalinity of the blood. So the recommended alkaline foods are lot of fruits and vegetables, especially vitamin C rich foods, orange, lemon, green leafy vegetables, tender coconut, sprouted grains, dates, fig, and dry fruits. And the acidic foods are non-vegetarian foods, bakery products, oil and fried items, sweets, white sugar, maida products, tea, chocolates, tint, and canned foods. So, to maintain to improve our immunity, so we have to take lot of vitamins and minerals. Vitamins and minerals are micronutrients that helps to improve our immunity. So take vitamin C rich foods such as amla, orange, lemon, tomato, guava, and sprouted grams helps to improve immunity against infection. So naturopathy recommends the following drinks for enhancement of immunity. So I am going to tell about the natural immunity boosting fresh juices. So I'm going to tell about the ingredients and procedure to how to make the fresh juice. First, we have to take Indian gooseberry juice 50 ml. Then we have to take 10 ml of ginger juice. Then 5 ml of fresh lime juice. Then quarter teaspoon of turmeric powder and 200 ml of drinking water. We have to mix all the above ingredients in a plain or warm water and we can drink directly. So for dosage for adult, we can have with 250 ml twice a day. For children, we can give 10 ml, 100 ml twice a day. So this is immune boosting fresh juice. The next one is natural immune boosting. I am going to tell how to prepare natural immune boosting hot drink. So we have to take 10 gram of peeled and crushed ginger, and after that quarter teaspoon of black pepper, freshly crushed black pepper, and crushed adimaduram. It is also called licorice root 5 grams, and turmeric powder quarter teaspoon, and drinking water 250 ml. We have to boil it all the above ingredients until the raw smell goes away. After that, we have to strain it and we can drink it around 50 ml for adult and 20 ml for children twice a day. So these are all the immune boosting. Naturopathy recommends these two immune boosting drink to develop immunity. Okay, the next I'm going to tell about what are all the active ingredients which are present in this immune boosting drink. First one is Indian gooseberry. The active ingredient which are present in Indian gooseberry is vitamin C. It helps to boost the immunity. And second one is lemon. It is also having vitamin C. It is also helps to boost our immunity. Then third one is ginger. Ginger is having gingerol, shavol, and gingiberol. These are all the active ingredients. It is having anti-inflammatory effect. And fourth one is turmeric powder, which is having curcumin. This is the active ingredient. It is also a anti-inflammatory. And fourth one is black pepper. The active ingredient in black pepper is piperine. This is also an anti-inflammatory. And adimaduram. Adimaduram is having glyceric acid. It affects on airway epithelial cells, acts on syncytial viral infection, inhibits viral attachments. So in addition to this, we should have lot of green leafy vegetables in diet. Should be increased to increase the bioavailability of vitamin A and carotenes. And we have to include zinc rich foods also to improve our immunity. So zinc rich foods are papaya, sprouted green gram, any gram, sprouted grams, that Bengal gram, green gram, and sprouted peanut. So we can have sprouted foods. These are it's having rich in zinc, and oily seeds and nuts like pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. So daily we can have one spoonful of oily seeds that will give sufficient amount of zinc into our body. Okay. The next we will see how to improve our immunity through yoga therapy. So we know about yoga. So what is yoga? Yoga, it helps to, this is right way of living. Yoga is the right way of living. It helps to harmonize body, mind and emotions. So now we are going to see about what is stress. So stress is one of the leading killers of immunity by weakening the mind and senses. The practice of yoga provides natural support to the immune system by lowering stress hormones in the body. There is enough research to prove that 20 minutes of pranayama practice on regular basis can increase endorphin, that is feel good chemicals within the body, and decreases the cortisol level which causes stress. Okay, so what are the asanas and pranayamas we can practice during this period of time? So first one is hand stretching breathing that helps to energize our lungs and improve the lung capacity. So we have to stand or sit in comfortable position, and we have to stretch our hands in front of your body. So while inhaling, we have to move your hands sideways and backwards as much as we can. So while exhaling, slowly we have to move your hands in front of your body. So this is first one. It helps to energize our lower lobes of the lungs. And second one is we have to interlock the fingers and have to keep it like this in front of the chest. While breathing, you have to stretch the hands in front of the body. Then while breathe out, how to bring back the hands into normal position. Then third one is while breathing, we have to stretch the hands above the head with interlocking fingers. While breathe out, we have to move the hands to the normal position. So these three steps will help to energize our three lobes of the lungs and also improve the lung capacity. The second one is Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama. So we have to sit in comfortable meditative posture, either in Vajrasana or Padmasana or Ardha Padmasana. We have to keep Nasigraha Mudra in right hand fingers like this, and Chin Mudra or Jnana Mudra in left hand fingers. So first we have to close the right nostril with the right thumb. So we have to slowly inhale through the left, then slowly exhale through the right. So we have to do it for 5 times. After that, we have to close the left nostril and do it the same through opposite nostril. So this is first stage 1. After that, we have to close the right nostril. This is stage 2. Inhale deeply through the left nostril. Then we have to close the left nostril with your right ring finger. Then exhale through the exhale through the right nostril. So again we have to inhale through the right nostril and then we have to close it and exhale through the left nostril. So this is called alternate breathing, Anulom Vilom, otherwise called Nadi Shuddhi Pranayamam stage 2. Because it helps to improve the lung capacity and helps to relax the mind and helps to reduce the fluctuation of thoughts, having so many benefits. And third one is Bhastrika Pranayama. It is otherwise called bellows breathing. So we have to sit in comfortable meditative posture. We have to adapt Nasigraha Mudra in right hand. We have to close the right nostril with right thumb. We have to inhale and exhale forcibly through the left nostril. We have to do it for 10 times. After that, we have to close the left nostril with the right ring finger. The same, we have to practice the same thing through the right nostril. We have to inhale forcibly and exhale forcibly. Okay, this is for 10 times. After that, we have to inhale and exhale through both the nostrils for 10 times. This is called Bhastrika Pranayama. This helps to clear the airways and helps to remove the congestion in the nose and clears the paranasal sinuses. those who are having hypertension and heart disease, they should not practice, it is not advisable for them, they should not practice this Vastrika Pranayama. And third one is, the next one is Brahmari Pranayama, otherwise called humming bee breath. So we have to sit comfortably and we have to raise the hand sideways and insert the index finger into your ears while we have to take a deep breath. While exhaling, we have to make a sound from the throat. We have to make a sound. So while exhaling, we have to make a sound. So during that time, we will feel the vibrations over the head, neck, and face region. So it helps to relax the mind and helps to stimulate the nerves around the head and neck, and it will give tranquilizing effect. The final one is quick and deep relaxation technique. We can we can sit comfortably and we can give auto suggestion from toes to head. So there are different types of relaxation techniques, quick, deep, and instant relaxation techniques. Okay. So in yoga therapy, there is Shat Kriyas, that is called cleansing procedures. During this time, in this scenario, I'm going to explain about Jalaneti, that is called nasal cleansing. So how to do Jalaneti? So this is the part, Jalaneti part. So we have to Jalaneti part, we have to fill the hot water, warm saline water in this part. So we have to stand erect and slightly bend forward, and we have to insert the nostril into your right nostril, and we have to open the mouth, breathe in and breathe out through the mouth. We have to pour the water through the right nostril. Automatically the water will come out through left nostril. Then again we have to do it on the opposite side. We have to insert the nostril and pour the water. Automatically the water will come out through the right nostril. So this is the procedure of Jalaneti. We have to add 1 pinch of salt. We should not add more salt. That will irritate the nasal passage and it will give a burning sensation. After Jalaneti, we have to practice drying nostril procedures, and the nose is dried up by bending forward and by doing the rapid breathing. Otherwise, we can practice the Bhastrika Pranayama that helps to remove the all congestions, and it helps to remove the mucus edema by osmotic pressure, and helps to clear the airways. The next I'm going to tell about the hydrotherapy. This is a therapy deals with healing potential power of water. So naturopathy recommends hot water drinking. So daily we should have frequent intake of hot water until the body sweats. It helps to reduce the temperature of the body. If we have temperature, it helps to frequent drinking of hot water helps to reduce the temperature. The next one is salt water gargling. Daily we can practice salt water gargling that helps to clear the throat and helps to relieve the throat pain. And third one is facial steam with aroma oils such as eucalyptus, peppermint, etc. So if aroma oil is not available, one can use herbs such as neem and turmeric and locally available herbs. Facial steam helps to clear the airways. Okay, so next one is I'm going to talk about heliotherapy. So treatment with sun bath known as heliotherapy. So sun exposure for 15 to 20 minutes daily in the morning and evening may confer protection against other illnesses such as asthma and infectious disease. So vitamin D available in the sunlight, if absorbed by our body, induces cathelicidin. This is a polypeptide that effectively combat both bacterial and viral infections. So the next one, aromatherapy. So aromatherapy is based on the usage of aromatic materials and oils, that is oil extracted from plants. Example, eucalyptus oil, peppermint oil, rosemary, lavender oil. So it activates areas in our nose called smell receptor, which sends messages through our nervous system to brain. The oils may activate certain areas of our brain, like our limbic system. It's the structure of brain which plays a role in our emotions. They could also have an impact on our hypothalamus, which respond to the oil by creating feel good brain chemicals like serotonin. Finally, to summarize, the preventive measures for COVID-19 through yoga and naturopathy is having good state of mind, healthy body, and doing yogasanas and pranayama regularly helps to improve immunity of our body. Thus helps protection against infection. So we all have learned in our childhood three fish in a pond story. The story tells us three type of mindset: proactive fish, active and intelligent fish, believing fate, and inactive fish. We humans also falls in the category. The proactive humans always maintains healthy lifestyle and builds immunity through exercise, healthy diet, and adequate rest and sleep, and positive mental attitude. We humans also, the active and intelligent humans understands the environment and uses his knowledge to get away from the pandemic situations by adopting prevention measures such as social distancing, frequent washing of hands, and taking immune boosting diets. We all know what may happen to the third inactive humans, who is obviously very much prone to illness. So we all should assess ourselves in which category we fall out of three. Our main aim is to be in first category, that is proactive humans, to fight against COVID-19 pandemic. To conclude this session, I would request everyone to practice social distancing. Always use mask while going outside. Frequent hand wash with soap and water, or use hand sanitizer. Be safe, stay home, stay healthy. May Mother Nature bless everyone with sound health. Thank you.